proven or disproven as of now. The first theory, and most commonly speculated, is that Ryan began his walk home and either went off track or somehow didn't make it home and succumbed to the elements. By looking at the map, it seems like a straight path home, but there are possible shortcuts through the area that Ryan might have tried to take. These areas would have appeared shorter, but they would have had deeper snow, and Ryan would have had a harder time getting through them. If he was under the influence of MDMA and alcohol, it's very likely that his mind wasn't in the right place during this walk. MDMA is known to affect the regulation of a person's body temperature. If you're moving a lot, say at a party, you can very easily get overheated and experience hyperthermia or dehydration. However, if you're sitting still, it can actually cause you to feel colder than you really are. I've seen people report their experiences both ways, where some overheat and sweat, while others say that they were freezing the whole time they were tripping on the MDMA. In Ryan's situation, he may have been walking in the snow and feeling warmer than he really was, therefore not realizing that he was freezing or experiencing hypothermia. This is the theory that I lean towards, and from his parents' interviews, it seems like that's also what they believe probably happened. However, it still makes me question why no articles of clothing or evidence of Ryan has ever been found around the area. There are many cases where someone disappears and is later found near the same area years later, despite many searches in that area. Add snow on top of that, and I think it's very possible Ryan is somewhere near there and just hasn't been found. I also think it's very possible he may have went in the opposite direction by accident if he wasn't thinking clearly, and he may not be along the suspected route.
There's still nothing to suggest he's left Sun Peaks, which is really hard, I get, for people to understand if you've not been here. You look at the terrain, you look at the snowbanks, you look at the amount of snow that has fallen, the tree wells that are here, the snowdrifts that are here, and you can see that even going through it with 2 or 3 volunteers, we're still not touching everything that could be touched, and how you could get lost in that amount of snow. I don't get to lie in a corner curled up and cry. Neither does my husband after he comes home day after day from morning, noon, and night searching for his son and can't find him. Those are devastating things to have happen to us, but we don't get to curl up in a ball. We don't get to do that now. We have to wait and we have to find him.
Another popular theory in Ryan's case is that he was accidentally hit by a car on his way home, and the driver hit his body in order to avoid getting into legal trouble. This is considered a possible theory because some of the roads on the way home had blind spots, and Ryan would have been easy to miss in the snow during those dark early hours. On Ryan's walk home, he would have actually went through a path that was built under the road for pedestrians to walk safely through instead of on the road where there's a blind spot. Maybe Ryan didn't take this walkway and ended up walking on the road instead. He could have been hit by a car accidentally, and the crime could have been covered up. If the voice yelling "get in the car" was related to Ryan's case, I think this would be part of that theory, where people would be outside and enjoying the night. The community is small, and I'm not sure that a car accident would have occurred without someone noticing it. Another theory in this case is in direct relation to the house party, and whether Ryan actually left that party or not. Some speculate that Ryan may have overdosed, and the others could have hid his body to avoid being held responsible for the overdose. Locals in the area don't seem to believe that this theory is very likely because none of these employees really knew each other prior to arriving at Sun Peaks for work, and it doesn't seem like strangers could keep a secret that well hidden for so long between them. However, like I said at the beginning of this episode, people came to Sun Peaks from all different backgrounds, and they might not have wanted to risk going to jail over the overdose of someone that they didn't know. Despite the numerous theories, I do think it's most likely that Ryan is out there in the snow somewhere. All of these theories are terribly tragic, but I would prefer to think that Ryan's death was an accident and not something malicious. I don't think the typical theories of suicide or voluntary disappearances are probable in this case. There was no indication that Ryan was unhappy with his life, or that he was contemplating ending his life. There's also no evidence that he wanted to disappear on his own. He went there specifically for the experience, and he was very close to his family. I don't believe that he would leave all of that behind when he had a family that seemed to fully support his adult decisions. Over time, Ryan's family has received numerous theories and false tips on what happened to their son. Heather has even described one message she received in which someone told her that her son was chained up in someone's basement. Although she's desperate to receive any tips that are actually credible, I think it's important that we're careful about what we speculate in every case. You may think that you have a hunch, but that doesn't mean that it's helpful or plausible. Besides tips that you send into these families with missing loved ones, we also need to be careful about how we discuss these cases in online forums and across social media. I think that sometimes we forget these are real people, and their families are watching everything that is posted. Please be sensitive and careful about what you post. If you think that you do have any information about the disappearance of Ryan Shtuka, you can contact the BC Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477 or go to ryanshtuka.com where you can submit your tip anonymously. Ryan was 6 feet tall and weighed 180 pounds. He was last seen wearing a burgundy ball cap, a blue snow jacket, dark jeans, and a gray and white t-shirt. I'll also post pictures on social media of the items that Ryan was wearing for a reference. In an August 14th update from this year, Ryan's mother wrote this message. 2.5 years now has come and gone. Life has changed me. I was never as strong or as brave or as civic-minded as I have become. I didn't know the simple act of kindness would have such long-lasting or stunning results. I didn't know that I would matter. Look who I have become because of you. Ryan, I will wait forever for you. Your father will be by my side. Those that love you will form the ring around us. Know our solidarity. Understand our purpose. You matter. You are my own. I will never give up until you are brought home. 2.5 years have gone by, but you are not forgotten, nor will you ever be. If you don't have any information on Ryan's case, you can still help his family by sharing his story across social media and spending some time on the website that his family has created, ryanshtuka.com. Ryan was a young man with so many possibilities ahead of him. He had a family that absolutely and unconditionally loved him. He had 2 younger sisters who are still looking for their brother and have so many unanswered questions. He had a dog that still sleeps in his bed every night, waiting for his best friend to come home. Ryan loved dinosaurs, and you'll often see them anytime you look up Ryan's case. You can find a Facebook discussion group for his case by searching for Missing Ryan Shtuka, and you'll see hundreds of pictures people have taken with little toy dinosaurs or painted rocks with dinosaurs in memory of Ryan. I'll also link this group in the show notes. Ryan's family is so resilient and has stayed so up to date on his case from the beginning. I really encourage you to join the group and follow his case. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I would really love to know what you think about Ryan's case. I would also love to hear your suggestions for future episodes. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram by searching for Missing Souls Podcast. Stay safe, and I hope that you'll think about Ryan and his family this coming winter as the snow begins to fall. Let them know that you're thinking of them and their son. Until next Monday, I'm your host, Savannah Robbins, and I speak for the missing.